My laptop has died. It's a IBM Thinkpad T61. It's an older model. It's from 2007, I believe. But it was working great until the other day. I just turned it on and, well, I was using it and all of a sudden it crashed. Video went all funny and it crashed, so I restarted it and nothing. And we'll power it up here and show you what it does. I don't think you can see that, but there's just a few lines on the screen. That's it. And when I bought this laptop, it was top of the line. Had the NVIDIA graphics chipset in it. And searching online, it seems to be that these tend to have a problem. It's the graphics chip. Let's shut it down. The graphics chip is a BGA type chip, which is a ball grid chip that has little balls of solder on it, and it's the board is flash soldered by high temperature, and over time the graphics chip comes unsoldered from the motherboard, and I just recently had problems with it, obviously. And so today we're going to do a teardown on the laptop, and I've purchased a replacement motherboard for it, which is a used motherboard. Has a sticker on the bottom. It says serviceable used part. Hopefully it works. And this particular motherboard it does not have the NVIDIA graphics on it. It has the standard Intel graphics chipset. So hopefully it's sufficient to do my video editing and whatnot. Probably won't be able to play any games on it that I normally play, but we'll see how that goes when we get it installed and up and running. So, first thing to do, I've already removed the hard drive and the DVD drive from it. Turn it over and remove the battery. Maybe. There we go. And simply remove the screws that hold the keyboard on, which are already removed. And my screwdriver is actually in the other room, so I will be right back and we'll continue with the teardown. I've gone ahead and just removed all of the screws that are accessible on the bottom of the laptop, just to save some time on video. And so now we'll flip it over. And I got a screw that came out there. And we'll be careful because I believe the hinges are now disconnected. Okay, now we'll pop the armrest, handrest off here. And remove the connector for that. Set that off to the side. And we'll remove our memory right now. And set that off to the side. Okay, and now the keyboard should just lift straight off. And we'll remove that. Okay, and now here we have the laptop. exposed, and this is how you would access the memory cards and any other additional cards that you have in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove those now, which is the modem, the Wi-Fi card, and the Bluetooth module. So disconnect the antenna from the Bluetooth and from the wireless. And we'll remove the screws from those and take them out. As you see, the Wi-Fi module or the Bluetooth module pops right out there. And the Wi-Fi module should do the same. And it's a good idea to keep your screws with the associated cards to aid in reinstallation. Now, I went ahead and purchased a full set of screws for this laptop. This was about $5 online, free shipping. And just in case that I happen to misplace or lose one of them. So, now we'll move on to our modem. And that will not pop out by itself, so we'll just lift it off of the contacts there. And there is a wire connecting it to, I believe, the sound card, and that just pulls out of the little plug on the back of it, side of it, whatever. Okay, now we'll remove these two screws right here, which should hold the trim piece on. Should be all that's left holding the trim piece on anyway. And carefully lift that off. Okay, that's attached to this metal piece here, so I've got to remove these two screws as well. And as you see, why I didn't record removing all of the screws on the bottom of the case, because don't really need to videotape something that's saying, okay, let's just remove all the screws. Now I have to be careful because there's little tabs holding this attached along the side. Maybe easier if we turn it on its side. Okay, that side's off. It looks like we're still attached here. There's one more screw right here. And carefully remove the wires for the Wi-Fi. And this wire, where does that go? There's a little... Oh, that must just be a temperature sensor. Okay, we'll remove that. And there's another screw that was hidden underneath the wires. And now we should be able to lift off our trim piece here. There we go. Alright, and now we have access to the motherboard and speakers. And now let's see where we're going with this next. We'll disconnect, I believe, what is the display connector here. we have our Bluetooth wire. Carefully peel that out of the way. And our speakers, we should be able to leave in place. Now there's a couple screws here, and we want to be able to lift the display off. There's one more screw here, and then one on this side, which is underneath a wire. Don't know if you can see that or not. Right here. So lift that off of the speaker. And now we should be able to remove that wire as well. Alright, now let's see if our display comes out here. Alright, our display is loose. Now, here is our display connector. I'm not sure where this wire goes down underneath here. And actually, I believe that might be for the CD-ROM connector or something else. Over on that side, we'll disconnect our display right here. And we should be able to lift this off with no problem. Well, now we've got, again, we'll zoom in here. And you can see these three wires coming down, which are from the antenna, are coming down underneath this speaker and through the heat sink. And just a tip, don't set your screwdriver down in the pile of screws. So we'll remove this speaker so we can get these wires out from underneath. Okay, and there's our heatsink and fan assembly. And now we can easily lift these three wires out of the way. Possibly. They're kind of stuck down in there pretty good. Okay, and now we should be able to lift our display off. Everything disconnected. Really wish this thing had a faster zoom. Okay, so our display is off. And we'll set that off to the side now. And now we have the base of the laptop here. And now we'll start removing our other components. And we're going to go ahead and remove this speaker as well. Get it out of the way. And you may wonder, okay, why are these threaded directly into the housing here? Well, this is a magnesium frame that IBM used, and this is one of the reasons why I bought this particular laptop. It's a very durable unit, and like even on the screen, there's a magnesium frame behind the screen to protect anything if there's something sat down on top of it by accident or whatever, that it protects the display from being broken. This also has a full HD, 1280 by something, but anyway, it's the very high resolution. It's actually higher resolution than most laptops that you buy today, which is the reason why I want to get this working again. But if I can't get it working, then I can't get it working. And it's going to be time to start saving up for a new one, which I'm going to end up doing anyway. But in the meantime, we'll see what we can do with this one. So now we'll go ahead and try to remove our fan and heat sinks. And we'll unplug the power connector for the fan right here. Believe that's the power connector for the fan. And we'll just start by removing the screws that hold everything down. Now, I'm not sure if there's any springs or anything underneath these screws, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Alright, that's just a spring tension clip. I believe this is the same. Piece of tape there. Okay, and while we're at it, we are going to go ahead and remove our little lithium battery here. So if we do happen to drop a screw on the board or anything, we won't fry anything. I mean, not that that's terribly a concern at the moment because the laptop doesn't work, but just to be safe, we'll do it anyway. Alright, and we'll remove our other two screws here. I believe that's all that's holding the heatsink on. We should be able to lift that off without any difficulty. And there we go. And while we're at it, we'll end up blowing this out completely and see we're dropping screws. Actually, it looks fairly clean because I do make a habit of regularly cleaning this out, but we'll still give it a little bit of a blow here. And I was right. No dust seemed to come out, so that's good. Alright, so we'll set that off to the side. And now as you can see the difference between the two boards, this particular chip right here, which is the NVIDIA graphics chip, is not present on this board here. So, and this is the chip that is the problem. So now we'll go ahead and remove our processor. But first of all, let's see if we can remove the entire board. We should be able to pop this out. Our whole frame should come out now. You have to be careful with the speakers and the very fine wire on that. Oops, there's a couple screws in the front here, so we're going to have to remove them. Actually, I just saw the one screw. If there's anything else, does not look like it. Okay, so we should be able to lift this out completely now. Okay, this wire was actually connecting the two rear USB ports. Alright, and we lift this off at the bottom of our laptop housing, and we'll set that aside now. Alright, now we're left with the housing of the laptop along with the motherboard itself and the speakers, of course. And we'll flip this upside down. Now we have our power connector here, which we can go ahead and unplug while we're at it. Have to just push that out like that. And any other connectors that we can see that are accessible, we can go ahead and remove now. And we should be able to complete the rest from underneath. And this is our connector for the microphone and sound. And we have one more connector over here, looks like. All right. Trying to untape as little as I can, just for the sake of having less to put together after we're done. That's unusual. There's a little O-ring just laying in the middle of the board here. I wonder what that's supposed to be for. Let's take a look here. Not sure where that would have come from. I believe it's actually supposed to be on there. There should be another one somewhere. May have fallen out. Because this actually does have another nice feature. If you accidentally spill something on the keyboard actually has drains that'll drain out through the bottom of the laptop without damaging any of the other internal parts. So we'll just set that off to the side for now. But now we've got to go ahead and remove the rest of the screws that actually attach the board to the frame. So I'll go ahead and I'll stop the camera and go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back.